Hi, my name is James Boyd. I'm broker-owner of Portcullis Realty. Today I'd like to talk to you about the true private home seller and how they can insulate themselves or better protect themselves against the issues around buyer agency. Now, buyer agency is a simple but difficult concept to get your head around. First and foremost, true private sellers, and I mean home sellers that are not subscribing to our service, that are going to one of the non-realtor private selling websites, which there are several in the Greater Toronto area. You people, you're going out there, you're purchasing basically advertising, but you're not familiar with how buyers may have obligated themselves to work. Buyers these days do have the right to hire a realtor to work for them. But of course, in order to hire a realtor to work for them, similar to property sellers, they actually have to sign an agreement. And this agreement is called a buyer representation agreement. Now, seeing as how you're selling your home privately, you certainly don't have to pay any commissions. But what happens if you sell your home to a buyer that has already signed one of these agreements? This agreement, the buyer has basically obligated themselves to work with a realtor for a prescribed period of time. Now, if this happens, the realtor could attach a fee to your buyer for quite simply performance of a contract. Now, not that this has anything to do with you, because this is a buyer agreement with a realtor. There's nothing to do with the seller per se. But what happens if the realtor, let me back up here, what happens if the buyer cannot afford to pay their realtor and the broker of that company decides to take legal action against that buyer? This buyer could end up with a judgment against them, or at the very least what's called a certificate of pending litigation registered against their name, their house, and so on. If that were to happen, there's not a bank anywhere in Canada that will lend these people money because of this judgment. Now, this ultimately comes back to affecting your sale. Now, the tragic part about this is you will find out about this probably about 2 or 3 days just before closing. The timing is not good here. If this does come up to haunt you, for lack of a better way of saying it, this is about a $30,000 mistake. And this is why we recommend that if you're truly serious about selling your home privately and being obligated to pay as little commission as possible, do business with real estate professionals. Okay, we can insulate you from the issues of buyer agency while keeping you still under the umbrella of a professional service on whatever level that you want to agree to pay commission to. This is what our service at Portcullis is all about. Not only saving you commission, but educating you as to what the possible pitfalls could be. Now, when I said that buyer, if you make a mistake regarding buyer agency is a $30,000 mistake, here's what happens. About 3 days before closing, 2 or 3 days before closing, the buyer finds out the bank's not going to lend them the money. Now, you've probably went out and purchased a home based on the strength of this agreement that you have with your buyer. Now, you've got to close this transaction. If you can't close, you're certainly open to a lawsuit there. Now, let's just say you can. You've got bridge financing costs, double heat, double hydro, double taxes. Not to mention, you're now going to hire a realtor to sell your home. You're probably not going to be too picky about the commission and so on, because you're working from a position of frustration and a position of panic. Okay, so you're probably going to pay the highest fee you can. And if you total all these things up, fee that you didn't have to pay the first time, not to mention, like I said, the double heat, double hydro, double taxes, extra lawyers' fees, plus you're probably going to sell for less money because you're looking to mitigate a loss. Buyer agency can be a tremendous detriment against you. So if you'd like to insulate yourself from that, come back to traditional real estate. Come to Portcullis Realty, where we can help you with all these issues. Should you wish to see other videos about our services, please go to portcullisrealty.com.